I understand a lot of people do abuse it. That's understandable. Here is the thing. To eat healthy and organic is very expensive.
My amendment would strike an especially harsh provision in this bill that is rooted in cruelty, not policy. This simple, straightforward amendment would strike the work requirement provision in this big, bad, ugly bill.
Why are you so incredibly triggered by the fact that someone can have a bag of chips or a cookie? Why does that bother you so? Because let me ask you a question. People often get mad that people who get EBT benefits buy snack foods or they buy cookies or whatever, but then y'all turn around and get mad that they buy steak and shrimp. Like, do you want them to eat oatmeal and bologna sandwiches?
That lowers the age dependent child from 18 to 7.
Guys, per usual, as you can see, people are melting down about everything Trump. So what has the boogeyman done today? He has worked with Congress and passed some executive orders to ensure that food stamps are more limited than they were before, right? So he's cutting food stamps. Everybody hit the streets and meltdown. But no, it's not that simple. He's cutting people's ability to continually get food stamps even if they're not meeting work requirements. So a lot of people will circumvent this via having a bunch of children, and they wouldn't have to do any work. They'll just get food stamps forever until the kids were 18. So what if you have children, one kid's about to reach 18, and then you turn around and have another kid, and basically you're on food stamps for life pretty much. And also he cut people's ability to continually buy junk food as part of the Make America Healthy Again, aka MAHA initiative, where they're trying to prevent and stop all of this obesity. You know, one of the things that was the primary killer during the pandemic. Yeah, they're trying to stop things like that from occurring again. And you got a bunch of black women over here melting down about this.
So now people that receive EBT and food stamps are not going to be allowed to buy junk food with EBT or food stamps. I seen something that stated that the Trump administration was stopping people who receive EBT or food stamps to stop buying any junk food or high processed food items with their EBT and food stamps. And if they are going to put this rule in place, they just need to decrease the price of healthy foods, okay? Because healthy foods are so high. That's why people shop and buy things that they can afford, aka junk food and high processed foods, because they are trying to make their food stamps benefits stretch the whole month.
I'm pissed the off. They cut my motherfucking food stamps to $85 from $738. How the that's supposed to support a household of 3?
So if you got a family that only get $500 and you want them to eat organic and healthy, they're not going to get a lot of food that lasts them throughout the month because the prices are so expensive. So if they're going to do that, I think they need to go after these companies that are charging an arm and a leg for organic or healthy food. Like, that's crazy. To be healthy, it costs so much. Even when we go to the store, a bottle of water, $4, $5 for a bottle of water.
Where does the line, like, where is the line drawn? Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all don't want children to have birthday cakes. Y'all don't want children to have treats. Most people on EBT are not going to the store buying a plethora of junk or snacks.
That's cap, and you know it.
I'm really out here thinking that poor kids should just be getting their Oliver Twist on, eating gruel and shunning them for asking for more. Because what kind of take is this? How do you know what was going on in the hood and with food stamps? Didn't you grow up in the west side of Mayberry with a silver spoon up your ass? How you know what people was doing in the hood?
For a job that barely even support my basic needs now. Like, inflation is high and the bitch groceries is high as shit. I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, I'm mad as shit because how the fuck am I supposed to survive off that shit? So when y'all see me in the motherfucking store stealing stuff and that shit in my motherfucking bag, nicely act like you don't see shit and mind your motherfucking business, because this shit is going in my motherfucking bag and I'm walking out this motherfucking store with my motherfucking chest up and my head held high, and I dare you to try to tell me, hey ma'am, excuse me, because I'm gonna look at you like you fucking retarded and say go talk to Trump about that shit.
Water should be damn, a bottle of water, like single bottle of water, should be like 50 cents because it's healthy. But then you can go outside of Walmart and get a can of soda for 50 cents. And then they wonder why Americans are big and Americans are unhealthy, and America's like, it's a lot of fat people over here compared to other countries, because other countries food and produce are like damn near organic. It's like, you know what I'm saying, way fresher and healthier than our food.
They are getting food to sustain themselves. I don't know why y'all are so triggered by this and y'all are celebrating it. It starts with food. It always starts with food. First, they're regulating and telling us what we can and cannot eat. And then it gets worse. But y'all are too stupid to realize.
You smart. You very smart.
That was a lie.
Please tell me how at 5 years old you were that cognitively aware of what was going on with people using food stamps. Because when I was 5, 6, the tooth fairy left me a food stamp and I didn't even realize it.
So towards the end of the month, the kids might be eating oodles and noodles or TV dinners or whatever else or sandwiches with chips because guess what? Or hot dogs and burgers because guess what? It is just high. Stuff is high. So you're trying to stretch your food stamps towards the end of the month to make them last. Because anybody who have received food stamps before, which is me, I've received them before, know that those food stamps benefits does not last the whole month. And we all know that that bag of vegetables is $10 or the price of eggs at this point. Okay? It's like $12 for a carton of eggs. Listen, decrease the price of healthy foods so that people can actually afford to buy them.
It's not about the food. It's never about the food. It is about control.
You are a fool.
Now, obviously, this is foolish because, as I explained, you want people to be healthier. And some people are saying that this is about controlling everything and all of this foolishness. But, like, guys, it's not that you can't go out and buy unhealthy foods. Now, there are regulations and whatnot as it relates to chemicals. They've had environmental protection, FDA, for a very long time. But in general, you can still go out and buy pretty much whatever the hell you want if you have your own money. I have my own money. I can go and buy whatever I want to eat. So they're trying to say this is about a control thing. Yeah, imagine one of your own children. A lot of these people have kids. Imagine one of your children says, hey, I should be able to decide whatever I want to eat, and you should have to buy it for me. You tell your kids to F off, and I'm not buying you anything. You keep talking to me like that, I'm going to have to go ahead and whoop your ass. Okay, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be on punishment, and I won't hear another thing about it. Effectively, it's the same deal here. These people are sucking on the government teat, which is our tax dollars, and you're not really entitled to the money to begin with, first off. Secondly, you're not entitled to do whatever the hell you want with the money either. And a bunch of other people, also black women, responded to this, roasting these losers for these meltdowns.
Come here, let's talk about it, because my president is shaking the table, okay? I know. This is a good thing. There are a lot of people who are able to work that are receiving a crazy amount of food stamps right now, okay? And let's just say that's not fair, okay? It's not fair. If we have to go out here and work and we're able-bodied citizens, you should have to work as well, okay? No, Trump is not trying to hurt you, okay? He's just trying to make you more independent.
Hey family, I'm back. I found out something else. I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this.
Boy, I don't know what to do with y'all. Y'all just love being ignorant. Y'all see a headline and you run with the headline and don't do any research after that. You don't even read the story that the headline's attached to. All you see right now, we got Trump trying to change the legal age of children from 18 to 7. They trying to make the children work, blah, 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 whatever. No. A part of the big, beautiful bill that they're trying to get through the Senate now is a provision that states your child is not dependent at 18, it goes down to 7, meaning right now, currently as it states, you don't have to work. Your work requirement is waived until your child is 18. They're trying to change that from the work requirement of the parent from 18 to 7.
As someone who was on government assistance and food stamps when I was a single mom, going to school full-time, I had a full-time job, and I had a toddler. Here's my take on this whole losing your food stamps, losing your benefits. Some of it is extreme, yes, but I think there has to be some kind of change. We can't have people living off the system as a full-time job. That is, people have made a career out of living off of the government. It's meant to be a emergency part-time situation to get you through to the next phase of your life. I definitely see where if you're on disability, you're not able to work, if you're an able-bodied adult who's able to work, you don't have children or dependents, we need to get you off of the government assistance and see, maybe we need other programs because this isn't working. We can't keep this sustainable.
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right? I don't know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said, if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby. Biden been in office for 4 years, and that law has been a law for a little minute now. What is he talking about? I'm gonna speak for the state of Kansas and state of Missouri, because them are the states that I've been around. In the state of Kansas and in the state of Missouri, if you did not work at least 15 hours a week or have dependents or like to even get childcare, you had to work at least 15 hours. I'm confused, or you had to be going to school. I'm confused on why y'all said Trump just made that a law.
So I'm glad Trump didn't flip the switch, baby. So all y'all that's living it up right now, that's able-bodied to go to work, and you're choosing not to go to work, you better get ready.
All right, they say they banning buying snacks and sodas with food stamps. They restricting what you can buy with food stamps. The government is. I feel it's the right thing. Motherfuckers want to get free food stamps, then lay up and go buy Little Debbie snack cakes and sugar grams and Cheetos and soda. That ain't motherfucking nutrition for your motherfucking kids. They give you food stamps to provide for the right supplements and nutrition for your kids. And motherfuckers on a trip because they can't buy motherfucking sodas. Motherfucker, I feel like you should get up and get a goddamn job, then you can buy what the fuck you want. But if my tax dollars paying for what the fuck you eating, I think that it should be some restrictions on you just sitting up going get a whole bunch of goddamn boxes. Oh, don't touch my kids' snacks. All that shit, man. Get your motherfucking ass up and go get a job, then there ain't no restriction on what the fuck you can buy.
He's just trying to make you go out here and get it, okay? Without having to depend on the government. We spend too much, as you can see. We spend too much. This is ridiculous. In 2022, almost like $150 billion on food stamps. It's declined a little bit, but still, this is ridiculous.
So that means if your child is older than 7, you have to work to get the benefit. That's it. Now, if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. I don't got a problem with people working, putting into the system, and then pulling out from the system, right? But you can't just be there lazy all day, don't eat. Don't work and expect that we're going to keep feeding you.
And for those who are crying that they're losing their assistance, but yet I see them with a full fresh set nails, fresh set of lashes. I can't even afford lashes. Full set of makeup, a designer bag. You know, it's really hard to sympathize with those, but I do see where it's going to be very impactful for those who actually need it now, and it's kind of getting cut off at the last minute, no warning. So my heart goes out to you guys. I hope, you know, the Trump administration can figure something out in the meantime, but yes, for those who are waterworks with their freshly done eyelashes and nails, I don't want to hear it. I'm done hearing it. I was there. I was a single mom struggling and couldn't pay the bills and couldn't afford food, and I used the system appropriately.
So you're going to have to get off your ass. Hopefully that passes. I'm a big fan of that. I hope that passes.
And let's just be honest, everybody that's on food stamps are not hurting. Like, they're not in a horrible position, okay? A lot of people have been just continuing to have kids and kids and kids. What about us? What about us that don't have kids, okay? That's like, no. Just because you have kids does not mean that you have that you can just sit here and just take and take and take from the government. The government could just provide for you, and then everybody else who don't have kids, we got to sit here, we got to actually work. No, this is a great thing. MAGA all day. Let's talk about it in the comments.
Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work. They don't want to go to work. Now, let me say this on the sidebar. They do have some people that need Section 8. Some people that, medically, they can't go to work. Or, they just can't physically. I get it. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to these ones that your mama been on Section 8 all her life, and she ripping and running and doing this and doing that, and then you seen she was on Section 8, paid $3 rent, so now you as a young girl, because you done got pregnant and you got a baby, you go run out there and get on Section 8, and you ain't working, and you having child after child after child, and y'all all on Section 8 getting food stamps, $1,000 a month, and no, that's all about to stop. That's who I'm talking to.
Now, quickly responding here to something that should be common sense to people, but I think that I've come to the realization that I'm expecting way too much of the common man and woman, especially in the Black community notoriously for not liking to read, right? So, just believing whatever salacious headline that has confirmation bias, gives them whatever confirmation for whatever biases they had previously. Orange man bad is a confirmation bias, basically. So what is happening here, this whole thing about 7-year-olds, like once you're past 7, you're considered an independent now you're 8 years old and you got to get to work, you got to tend to the farms, otherwise you starve. No, that's stupid. Anybody who really thinks these things through rationally would realize that sounds goofy, it sounds retarded. Here's what's actually happening. Once you do hit beyond 7 years old, so 8 years old, what normally happens? Hell, what happens normally before that? Kids go to school, okay? Sometimes you could have some kids that are a little bit, they're left behind. They start school early or something, or start school late or something. So they'll be, 7 instead of 6 when they start the first grade and finish the first grade. So that's why they made it 7. Now, if the kid's in school, why can't the parent work during the day? I mean, what are they doing? Are they cleaning up the house? Are they doing laundry? I mean, I just cleaned up everything. I mean, not everything, but a lot of stuff in about 30 minutes. Now, it's just me who lives here, but still, if you double that or triple that, you could also get them to help do some stuff too when they get home. So it's not like you have no help when you have children. The children can make messes, they can clean messes up. So whatever needs to happen, I guess I'm confused. What are people doing all day at the house when the kids are at school? Maybe somebody with children can explain it to me. Let me know how much hard work it is, just agonizing over, like, making sure that when the kids need to be picked up, that you're just spot on and ready and there's food ready to go. And, just let me know how hard it is being at home without a job, bear in mind, because a lot of these people don't want to work and they want to buy a bunch of junk food, make the kids fat as hell and overweight and all these comorbidities, and people just literally dying off from this. But this is what people want, apparently. Let me know if you think that this is unreasonable, because what's really happening here is if you're over 18, to make sure I finish my explanation, I got on a tangent there. When they used to do is you used to have to reach the age of 18, then you're fully independent, and then the food stamps will go away if you no longer had any kids. But would you put it past these lazy types to plot out, okay, well, my food stamp's about to run out, maybe I'll get pregnant again? I mean, come on, guys. People do this stuff all the time. In general, if anyone, especially considering this is this whole pro-abortion crowd, if anyone, is having children, then more than likely they wanted to have them for whatever benefit. Either they just wanted kids, or maybe they wanted the benefits. Whatever the heck it is, that's a deliberate decision that they made. maybe they made that decision with food stamps in mind, knowing that they would have some coverage. But regardless of the reason, now these people have to fight a little bit harder. And it's not a full-time work requirement. It's like 20 hours. I mean, 20 hours, that is very much part-time. I think that that is extremely reasonable. I mean, it's like, what, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. I think people could manage that. You could even get a work from home job. There's tons of them, and I don't know why people don't get them, but there's tons of them. I see them all the time. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that this is too strict and that Trump is the boogeyman, that he's evil, he's Hitler, he's all these crazy things, that he's cruel, that, you know, this stupid lady at the beginning, he's cruel, he's so cruel for making sure that people don't abuse the system when their kids are at school. They actually have to get up off their ass and get to work for a little bit and be done literally before the kids are out of school. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
You able to go to work? You better get out there and start filling out them applications.
If you got a problem with it, go get a motherfucking job.
Trump said no.